peace. For those of you all new here, I'm Iyanifa Shondra Cheris, and happy end of 2024, i.e., soon to be the beginning of 2025. Back home, it will be New Year soon. Okay, we're doing car conversations, and so you're going to see the little line because of that. And my phone may move a little bit. And typically, y'all know I'll do this at night, and I may not always do a New Year's Eve or New Year's Day message. But I felt the need. Number one, y'all haven't seen me in a bit. Peace. Number two, I felt the need that this was necessary. I'm going to try not to touch on something that our client, Ebo, that was done on Christmas, she asked me to do. I'm going to try not to do that now, but I will do that in the upcoming weeks. And look out for that one. That one in particular. Plus, I still need to interview our new Baba. And again, he's waiting on me. But what she asked me to speak about was raising children in this tradition when the social circle is sticking to the norm of what traditional religion and or practices around. So how do you raise your children in a social circle that is not practicing what you practice or have the same belief structure? And that is going to be interesting. Because honestly, I think raising Taiwo done a pretty good job of that. Peace, good to see. And thank you for saying who it is. Peace, Naisha. Peace. I know y'all like surprise. Y'all getting car conversations. I don't have a holder in here. And I'm sitting so that the sun hits me just perfectly. Let me show you my view so y'all can see. All right. Come on, sun going down. It's good to see you, Chloe. All right. Oh, thank you very, very much. Thank you for that. And I know y'all haven't seen me like crazy. I will tell you, getting sick in November again, and then staying that way, and then trying to be here for family having surgery and stuff has not allowed me to be able to be on here and as present. But also, I don't like coming on if I don't have anything to share or teach. I don't come on to talk. And I wanted to live here and I want to hang out on the Talkative, but I did download their other app as well. And Tube of you keep sending me little things to say, are you marketing me right? Okay, let's try to get this. Are you marketing what I do right, educational wise? And I find that because I don't hop on trends of things that are external to Isheshe, and that I'm not speaking all over the place about different things all the time. Peace, divine freedom, and a boroboye boshishabato, yeah, Vivian. That tends to keep me low in the algorithm because unless people are searching out either my name or the content that I'm speaking of, they don't get it. And then on the Talkative, my issue is sort of the same. If I don't come with, because I've plateaued now as far as followers are concerned, but I don't care about that, honestly. The part that I care about is reaching the people that it needs to reach. So when I go in there with a purpose. If it's not just to hang out and run my mouth, if the spirit doesn't hit me. So that is my, not even a resolution. And the reason I made the title the way it is because I'm sort of going to be all over the place. Peace, Delilah, good to see you. I'm going to be all over the place because I'm just not sure how to make this make sense for right now and in today's times. Because a lot of people coming towards the end of this year feel overwhelmed, have a lot of stuff hitting the fan for them, and they're just not doing well. Right? Then other people, everything is glorious. The beginning of the year started off great, and now it's going crazy. Aboye Boshishaba Ato, come on. Peace, yeah, Naomi. Good to see you. So I think there's something that has to be said because every year, those of us who are blessed to make it, we continue to go through this cycle. Oh, don't let this do this. Getting up the Wi-Fi from the house. But anyway, let me know if it's blurry or anything. It shouldn't be. But we go through this cycle, and here it is. New Year's coming, new day, new whatever. I'm gonna this whole year I'm gonna focus on this, this, and this. And I think in my last one last year I spoke about sort of not doing that, but then people tend to do it anyway. So let's get to the point now. For those of you all here, for those of you new here, peace. I'm Iyanifa Shondra Cheris. I practice the Yoruba Sheshe tradition, commonly known as Ifa, and welcome to my world. I say shit, damn, and ass and other cuss words as needed by the divinities that are activated in me. And if you don't like it, I apologize in advance. Aboya Bashashabah till 7. Good to see you. All right, so let me get to it. Uh, why I want to talk about this. I think people forget that every day that you wake up, peace, Jamie. Every day that you wake up from your dream state is a new day to start over. But people look at the end of the year as their day to start over. And we've had a tough year this year with people in our Ifa family have no idea what's been going on in the back end with clients. We recently had someone who follows us here whose mother passed away a couple of days before Christmas. And although she doesn't celebrate Christmas, they did. We've had some other people lose family the day after. And for them, that's a big staple. Big holidays are big staples for people. And there are some that have lost some close to the end of the year as well. So all of this has been going on. We've had people in comas up until Christmas. We have things going on that people don't realize. And the reason I'm smiling is because in your everyday life, you see me not on here or you see activity not occurring. I don't have time to be on here when we're addressing everything else. And the reason for that is my focus has to not only be, because y'all know I've been sick for forever. My focus not only has to be on myself, but also the things going around, because we always put ourselves to the back burner because that's what we're supposed to do. And being of service, that's who we are. And I speak about this often because people, I think, take it for granted on the outside. They want to initiate and they miss that. But they also don't understand the only way you can get to complete active service is after you have internal growth. Ian, Naomi, and I have spoken about this. All the Iyas actually, and I have spoken about this. I even spoke to the Baba about this. But I need you to understand that just because you initiate does not mean that life doesn't occur around you. Does not mean that you walk on air. And people like to put you as walking on air. And I think they do that because of the energy that they feel or who have done so. That energy is an elevation which all of you all can reach with or without initiation. So on my cellular and hope that works. Hey, I know. I hopefully it switches back. So let me know if this is good now. It doesn't mean that stuff does not occur. And I keep doing that because I want y'all to humanize the people that you see teaching you this. Okay? Humanize them because that is still you. And every day that you wake up, you have the decision in that day of how you're going to operate that day. If you're going to sit in a solemn place, if you're going to change your energy the best that you can because of all things going on, to do something different. Because the only thing you can control is you, right? And so when the end of the year comes, everybody gets excited because it's like new year, new me. But every breath that you take and every time you open your eyes, that should be your new year, new me. Right? Because you have the chance to create whatever you need to create within your space to bring you solace. And that's why I keep focusing in these last couple of videos that I put on here, why I keep focusing on your Ori and you. And that's why I keep repeating myself for the people who have been following me for years, because I know the messages that I get and I know the emails that I see. And I know everybody is just wanting, 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 but they're forgetting that they are great as they are. Can you be a better human? That's what we're supposed to be here. I told you this place is nothing but a school. Congratulations, you were in the master class of being on earth. You are in the master class of living this life and hopefully not choosing to repeat it. And those of you all who have watched my previous videos understand that statement very well. You are in the master class of figuring it out, of trusting yourself, which seems to be one of my most popular videos next to how to get a Nigerian visa for people. You are in the master class of getting through all the bullshit that goes on where you're like, I can't believe this shit here. And then something else keeps coming. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to sit in that negativity that you in turn create by your reaction to it. Um, Let me give you a case in point. When people come to me and they talk to me about something that's going on with them, and I don't know if you've noticed, but in all of my videos, even the ones where I talk about the death of my child, I mention the lesson that I learned from him dying. And I don't do this for clout chase or 50 million people to follow or any of those things. Let me know if the network is still okay right now before I continue, because it looks like the network is going out. The T-Mobile is not loving me today. I'm connecting back to the network. Let's see if that works. Okay. Is it working? Hello, hello. Okay, good. I mentioned the death dial. And the reason that I mentioned that lesson that I learned from my child dying, not only that that's important in itself, but also that it's important because you know that a twin is left, because that is a semblance of life itself. I mention that because the lessons that I learned from him help me help you, especially people who have lost somebody. And it's those lessons that I learned from him help me keep his twin together, right? So she doesn't look at death the same way. Peace, good to see you, Frequency. And one of the main lessons I look for, which I hope you all continue to carry on for the rest of your life, whether it be a new year, a new day, a new moment after a nap, whatever, is this. I would rather know what the problem is so I have the opportunity to fix it and or to help the situation for the betterment of myself, for the betterment of individuals around me, and for the betterment of the people that I love, rather than not have a clue and not even get the chance to try. That's the lesson. And I keep mentioning it because I think it's a necessity for people to carry on. And that's the same lesson that Ifa teaches me every day. Every day. Every crisis, every moment, every something's going on is that lesson. We have the opportunity to fix it. Emotional, relationships, health. When people get bad news about their health, because this is what he taught me as well now. When they get bad news about their health and they're like, I just don't know what I'm going to do. Well, what did Olodumare put in place for these people to do to help you? Oh, I'm going to have surgery. That's horrible. No, that's good. Because in the case of my Kehinde, surgery wasn't even an option, but they had to do it because they couldn't see where the problem was. You get where I'm coming from? They couldn't see the issue and we're in pain and we're like, why am I crying about this again? Or why am I doing this again? We were releasing what we need to release in order to heal, to fix the issue. You can't fix the issue if you don't go through FE everybody. For those of you all don't know, it ends in UCK and it's everybody. Operation FE. If you don't go through that hurt and that pain, thank you. You won't understand how to fix it because the only thing you could do is control and heal yourself. If they couldn't find a hole, for those of you all not familiar with neck, I know that Frequency is, and I know that Seven is. If you're not familiar with neck, they couldn't find a hole in his intestines to be able to patch it up. When they thought they found a hole, they were like, oh, we found the hole. The excitement, because they had an opportunity to try, was better than, well, we just don't know. We just have to wait for something to go wrong. So the more he swole, the more he was having sepsis because they couldn't find the holes. So they got happy. They did a bedside surgery. They were like, okay, we could plug this hole. And then they realized, oh, but there's another hole, but we can't even see that. So we can't fix it. We can't even try to fix it. All we can do is make him comfortable. Are you listening to me? Are y'all paying attention for your 2024 end going into your 2025? And hopefully this message resonates indefinitely for as long as this video is up on these interwebs. You don't, if you don't have anything that you can concentrate on to make better, and adjust, how are you going to make it better? You will just sit in that thing. And in sitting that thing, you create your own hell. You create your own negative energy. You create all the things that consume you. And you just can't live and operate that way. So where you think you were just aching and hurting, you have to be able to have something that you can do to do that. And the only thing you can do is control you. All you can do is fix your emotions, because in everything is a lesson. If he didn't teach me that lesson, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have gone through all the shit to come here to then teach you that lesson. Okay? And that's what's important. And regardless of how many people understand it or don't understand it, or like, this doesn't make sense to me, this just sounds like such and such and such. And that became my Ifa lesson, because I continued to trust in Ifa that everything would be fine. You don't think I was disappointed when my child died and Ifa told me everything would be fine? Because remember, divine laws, right? But in Isheshe in itself, Taiwo is Kahende. For those of you all that don't know, Ibeji, i.e. twins in Yoruba names, always Taiwo and Kehinde. Firstborn, secondborn. So when I'm told, don't worry, he will be fine, it is because twins' energy reside in each other. So in a sense, yes, he's fine, because he is still within her. You feel me? So you could be peace, John. You could be in the dumps, and the only thing I could control was being able to take care of her and make sure that she was well. And she succeeded, because then it became an if. You don't think I didn't think, oh man, Ifa has failed me, right? If she succeeds, how's this going to be? This is why when I speak to people who call me and stuff, and they have anxiety out of the roof about whether something's going to happen or not. I can only control how I feel, and then I can only control how I teach her, and I can only control how I guide her. And in that, I can do the best that I can do. And then when she becomes an adult, hell, a teenager at this point, I have to do my best. But I was given an option to either sit and wallow, which is why every time her birthday comes, I could just bust out crying. And this is why I don't like it when people who have multiples lose a multiple and they spend their whole time focused on the energy of the multiple that's in a room versus the energy of the multiples that are here in their face. Because the blessing still exists in the fact that I still got a chance to fix it. I still got a chance to make it right, right? He still resides with her and her energy. I still get to make the choice to be happy every day that I see her. I want you to pay attention now, because this isn't necessarily about my child, but I'm hoping that this is going to help you. I got the opportunity to make the chance to make everything that she does be something exciting for her. Peace, smiling, good to see you. Everything that we do does not go, oh, I wish he was here. Because I don't have to, because he is. And that goes right back into that infinity sign that you all keep dropping about how energy is infinite. I chose to put the energy, infinite energy, into doing the best that I could with what I could and how I could. Don't think I didn't go through a funk for a minute because I was holding on to that thing, a disappointment. But I made the choice to see the betterment in that. And in that betterment in that, thus came now Iyanifa Shondra Cheris. Because if I didn't move forward, if I didn't go initiate, if I didn't go down this rabbit hole of healing, if I didn't make the choice okay and to make sure that her life was good and she never felt that she was missing something, because it wasn't something that I put on her, because she is whole and she will always be whole to me, right? If I didn't do that, if I didn't make the choice in the hospital to look for the good things in that, for okay, well, I got to at least spend some time with him that I wouldn't have gotten to do. I got to hold him, which some people wouldn't even get the chance to be a mom, right? And this is my first pregnancy and my only, for that matter. So I want y'all to put that out into the ether. And here I am like, okay, they chose me. One, I lost one in the presence, but his energy is forever infinite because it lives within her and it will always live within me because it was part of me that created them. So I made the decision that she would always live her life not thinking she was missing anything, always thinking that she was enough, always thinking that this is okay, letting her go through her emotions too. But seeing the negative in what happened, I could have really taken that and gone in a wrong direction, but I didn't. That propelled me to be where I am now. And that prepared me to be able to deal with multiple personalities on multiple levels of fear, on multiple escapes of loss, on multiple so many things. Which is why I tell you all, we will always, in our tradition, those of y'all who teach and those of us who lead, seek to put you all first. The whole building could burn down. I could punch all the Elay family in the face and y'all would never know it. We could be at each other's throats. And you know why you would never know it? Because it still isn't about us and our emotions. Because we have to choose to take the positive output of whatever is going on and make sure everyone else is okay because you all came to us for help for your divine path, your life at this lifetime, and what is going on. Don't let what you see on the outside and the smiling faces and celebrations and stuff get you twisted in life, where you start to doubt not only what you choose and feel in your heart, but also all the other things going around. Because what we will never do is ever put you behind us. Like I said, I was trying to avoid doing stuff on the Christmas holiday, but oh no, we had to do an Ebo on Christmas. Okay, I just didn't get on here. Wonder why? Because my ass was in my pajamas. All right. Told them, please, I apologize. Here you go. And that's what I did for the first half of that. So for us, holidays and stuff are a day that come and go, but people's lives are important to us. And we will always, always look at that as the benefit. That's not a negative for us. How honored are we to be in the position that we're in, that Olodumare, i.e. God, divine, for us to be able to help you? Don't think that we take that for granted. Do we get tired? Absolutely. But why would we not see the positive in that? Because we were given not just the grace, but we were given the opportunity and the ability to do so. And so we'll do it, complaining or not. That doesn't mean we didn't have to see the lesson in it. Y'all feel me? So when you go to bed tonight, for some of y'all that won't make it to midnight because you just like, I'm tired, or when you wake up the next day, don't look for the end of the year for your things to get better for you or for you to feel a certain way. Don't look for it to have to come to the end of anything. Let each day that you open your eyes, try your best, because that's all you can do. Try your best for you to set what your intention is for yourself for that day. When people piss you off and it's a trigger moment, try your best to realize that it's still just going to be you pissed off. It don't matter what they do, because they're going to know you're pissed off, and that might bring them some glee for a happy second. But at the end of the day, the only person you're hurting is you. You feel me? I hope y'all got that lesson. Thank you, Iyanifa. And excuse moving around. I'm holding y'all in my hand here right now because we're doing car conversations. Okay? And I hope when this plays back, the network acting up won't suck too bad. Thank you for the Ashe. Ashe, what? That's our whole new thing now. Just the same way I'm adjusting. Look, I talk all that trash. The energies were like, take the live off. All right. I hope y'all got that lesson. And I don't know if I'll have to ever repeat the lesson that I learned from losing a child again. I don't know. And it's not to make you all sad. It is to give you all hope and to give you all the ability to work within what I just told you now and to trust yourself. There are some people that just work against themselves no matter. It's like, it's not even common sense. I've realized that common sense is not born. Common sense is developed through experience. And if you are naive in one aspect or another, you don't know what the common sense reaction or response to something should be. And I know that. So then I'm going to talk to you in energy. If you were dreaming and you see something that doesn't look appealing to you in your dream, I'm going to do you like I do Taiwo. In her dreams, when she sees stuff or feels anything, the first thing I'm always going to ask you is, how do you feel? Something may look outlandish to you in your sight, your foresight, your dream, but how do you feel? Operating in energy. I feel fine. I feel like nothing's wrong. I feel bothered. I feel so and so. When you see that or engage with people, do the same thing. Sometimes you can't hear your higher self because you've already put negativity and doubt into whatever's going on. Sometimes you ignore it. Sometimes you're like, I'm always thinking that way, so it's always going to be that way. So then what I want you to do is take a step back. And how does it feel in your chest? Are you happy about it? Are you nervous about it? And nerves does nothing but create anxiety. So, something that I've learned, and y'all heard me talk about this before because I love hearing Bashar speak in general because it's the EFA stuff we talk about. So funny because I explained something to Taiwo the other day and she said, that sounds like EFA. And then something came up and I let her listen to him speak or whatever in general. I am not pushing this person. I'm just giving you an idea because I want you to think about this. Do you realize that anxiety, no matter how you look at it, or nervousness, all comes from fear? So, his one thing that he talks about, which is something that I've spoken to you all about, especially people who call me privately for consultations, I'm like, well, what's scaring you? Don't operate in fear because that's the only thing holding you back from anything you want to do. And sometimes you listening to yourself is the same issue. You're scared. Your anxiety of what's going to happen next. You have control over what's going to happen next. I tell you all, you don't have control over how you're going to die except for the time when you agree, I'm going to go this way and around this time, right? You agree to that before you come here, your higher self. But all the other stuff in between, if you keep operating in fear, waiting for that day, because I've had some people talk to me about that. I'm scared about such and such. If I go outside today, so and so. If you live your whole life operating from fear, which is nothing more than anxiety and everything else personified, how do you not foresee that you will be overcome by negativity? You don't see that as a negative thing. Fear, if anything, you should be pushed with fear to push through it. Push through what you're scared of. Because on the other end, you'll be like, it's not that bad. Oh, I'm scared to hurt so and so's feelings. Oh, I'm scared to do this because it'll do this to this. No, 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 no. What are you really scared of? Focus on what that is and remove it. Because you're the one with the power to do so. And you're the one with the power to change your perception of what's going on. Could you imagine if I was at the hospital every day and every time they said something to me about what was going to happen to my child, I was like, I'm so scared that tomorrow he's going to die. Well, hell, they told me he wasn't going to live 4 hours. He lived a month. And every day, doggone life gets good. I don't want to focus on what you say is happening because we already know what those are. We can't find what's going on. He has sepsis. His blood isn't doing so he got like one teeny blood cell trying to circle his body, etc. Who cares? He's doing well. So that's what you have to do. It's two people outside with my anxiety. Yes, because remember, the people that are around you at certain times of whenever you're going through whatever is on your, like, for instance, even when you walk outside, those people that are around you during that certain time, there's a reason that they're around you. They have things going on in their life and that they have to focus on. If I might have to cuss out the internet people in life at this point. I'm going to try to just do T-Mobile and see what happens. That you have control over. You have control over you and what goes on. So energies, and I'm going to bring it back to Shay Shay and the same thing. When we talk about the energies and we're mitigating negative energies and entities in your life, you have personified energies to be able to have the effect that they have on you. This is why your protection of yourself is so powerful. A boy Baato Ia Chiqueta. Okay, no worries. And I believe it is super busy at work for you. That those negative energies and entities, when it becomes too overwhelming for you, that's how you end up getting a dafa or divination. That's how you end up getting extra help because now it's like we're cleansing your palate. We're starting you over. So after we start you over, when you work with your ancestors, when you talk to yourself even, when you do things you like to do, you then are resetting your energy. It is possible for you to reset your energy every day that you wake up. You don't need a new year to do that. It's the same thing. As long as you do your best to walk in your higher self, knowing that you're good, and you also do your best to know that you're doing what's best for you. Okay? So by the time you come to us, you're having problems staying on track. So think of every elbow divination keeping you on track for the energy as it's set up now, cleansing the space and starting you over. That's why people feel so renewed when it happens. That's why they feel a peace, because finally they're at peace when they have whatever's going on. And peace feels different for everybody. Then we have people that work against themselves for whatever reason, because common sense is not so common. And because they're so used to picking the wrong things from themselves, they continue to do that because for them that feels normal. Isn't that interesting that you're abusing yourself but then blaming everybody else? You're your highest abuser, and then you blame everybody else. You're always angry at somebody, but then you're blaming everybody else. But the only one that can control that anger is you. Someone made you mad. Yes, your reaction to them is still on you. Okay? You feel me? And my reaction to people is I want to cuss them out. Sometimes I want to punch them in the face. Then I got to remember, oh, punch him in the face, ER doesn't exist now. Cuss him out, ER does. So what I want to do, right? However, will that really bring me relief? Probably. Do they really care? No. So, do you know what I'm saying? So who is it hurting in the end? Me. Who gets upset? Me. For what? Do they need to be in your divine energy? No. Why? And keep telling yourself, because not everybody's meant to walk on an elevated plane. There are some people who will never catch up to your frequency. And that may seem arrogant to a whole bunch of people, but it's the truth. They will never catch up, nor could they even be in the bellow of where you started as an infant. Listen to what I'm saying. So, if you have that energy about yourself that you will never catch up to my frequency, you will never be able to be where I was when I was a child. It won't make a difference. You were more elevated in your teen years or younger then than they are in their present state. And you know how you can tell? Because maturity is through experiences. And if they've never experienced your divinity the way that you have, then they will never ever be able to touch you with a 10-foot pole. Your presence will always be known, especially when you elevate yourself, because you choose to make yourself happy. You choose to not let everything bother you. And you also choose to cuss out and release. Tell me you feel me on what I'm saying. So, so I hope that you don't go into 2025 going, oh, I need to do this, or I need to lose weight, or I need to so. Do you know your weight loss for some people will just come because their anxiety is gone, their fear is gone. When you're in fear, your body's in fight and flight. So you're going to store what you fear, right? You're going to store it in your body. And that's just how it's going to happen. There are some people that just aren't meant to be teeny. Live your life and be in your sexy. Because when you elevate yourself and you walk into a space, people will feel that before they see you. They'll know you were there. Then all of a sudden, you're just so beautiful to everybody, and they can't figure out, well, what is so special about them? Because they are, and because you know it, and because it's your essence. This goes for male and female, okay? You don't have to compete with anybody because your highest competition will always be you. Your Ori will be your highest competition. Reaching what your Ori remembers that you don't about yourself. Your higher self remembers things about you that you don't remember. You don't always remember what you agreed to, but the lessons that you're learning, even in dealing with your own emotions, has everything to do with your higher self. When you walk like that and you believe that, you have to believe that you are great. And you have to believe these things. And that's part of your essence of walking in this path of Isheshe. Even when you're like, my kids are acting a fool, my family's acting a fool, who cares? Tell them to suck it. Y'all know I like wrestling. Tell them to suck it. Real talk. or just be quiet and keep to yourself. Sometimes you can talk to people in a regular tone and they're going to think that you have an attitude because they feel your divinity before you do. You could just be speaking to them and they're like, why are you talking down to me? Well, that means that you feel you're beneath me as it is. Thank you. You're welcome. you know, glad you know your place. Not trying to be shady. Yes, I am. Glad you know your place. That you feel that you're being talked down to. So I suggest you rise to the occasion. It's a regular conversation. There are going to be people that watch this back and they're going to be offended by what I just said right now. Well, level up, boo. If you know you the ish, act like you the ish. Regardless of how you feel or feel you look or whatever, always keep yourself elevated. Because if you're not your biggest cheerleader, who's going to be? Y'all know I tell Taiwo this all the time. And it causes me problems because I'll tell her, like, Taiwo will put on some makeup. So y'all know she's young. But I give her, like, the little palettes from Ulta. This is not a plug. They don't pay me. Like from Ulta or something that has mineral makeup or natural stuff, like for eyeshadow. And she likes lip gloss. Her new thing is lip oil from the Dollar Tree and stuff. You can't tell Taiwo nothing. Hey, happy divine new year to you, Nisha. Good to see you. And I created like a little high Ori monster at this point because Taiwo will come out, y'all, blue eyeshadow, and it's like the 1980s blue. And she'll take whatever highlighter little thing, and she can only wear it in the house. Sometimes I'll put some gloss on when she leaves. Taiwo will have that thing slathered across her face, okay? And we'll put on the most pasty, white out lip thing because it comes in a little kit possible. And this is my point about my child. And I'll go, Taiwo, are you sure you want to wear that? And I have people who can witness this in here. I wish Travel Babe was here so she could witness. I know Vivian can because I've called her once so she could see it. I said, you okay with doing, you want to go with me outside? Like, you going outside like that for real? You walking? And she'll tell me, well, yes, I like it. And I'll go, I said, well, you look a mess to me because, I'm still her mama and I'm all for kudos to your kids, but I'm not going to let this child be crazy, sound crazy, be out of tune, any of them things, okay? trying to help her. She'll tell me, yeah, but you told me that if I like it, that's all that matters, and I like it. And I'm like, okay. And Taiwo will look crazy, do you hear me? And want to take pictures and say she feels beautiful. And I can't even argue with her because I created that. I said, oh, okay, don't let nobody tell you whatever. So her elevation is beyond, okay? She walks on the elevated plane all the time. She could be hotmess.com and she would tell you she is cute. Right? All of others myself, I pray. Thank you very, very much. And I'm glad that you do that, Smiling. I'm glad. Y'all know, but we've gotten better now because she told me she didn't need to watch no YouTube videos from little girls and stuff putting on stuff. And look, it's just eyeshadow and lip gloss, but Taiwo will plaster it across her face. Okay? But because I told her she is divine and she is powerful and she feels beautiful, that's all that matters. That's exactly how she acts. Now we toned it back. She told me, I guess I did look a little bit of a mess. So now we are obsessed with lip gloss and scented lotions. Okay? So she has been moisturizing herself. I told her before she starts plastering her face with makeup, we gonna learn that facial cleansing routine. And so now she is facial cleansing and making sure she's moisturized with the Ponds. Again, they didn't pay me. Okay? So I start her now. When she 40, 50, that thing gonna look like she a teenager. And that's where we are. She was always cleansing her face with her little cleanser, but now we in there. Okay? Listen, I used to make clothes out of plastic grocery bags and wear cargo. Oh my gosh. That's why you the person you are now. Yeah, Naomi. That's exactly why. So you all should do the same. Take a lesson from Taiwo. And carry yourself as divine as you are, regardless of the circumstances. Peace, Auntie Yo. Good to see you. Now she's gotten better now. We have worked on it. Okay? But y'all have to have that same energy. And you know why she's like that? It is because I started her off as an infant. In my womb, I used to pray for them and say the following. Alonamari, please let my children grow up to do something divine in the world to help people and be kind And I kept saying that prayer and breathing that into life as she got older. I'd say as they got older, but as he transitioned, I said that prayer at his bedside. I said it at their isolate. I say it when I'm praying for her now, that my goal is for her to be a good person and do something wonderful in the world to help the world. My parents' goal is for her to go to school and do all of these things. But my biggest thing is I need her to be a good person and help people. And I think in that prayer then became my transformation, which put me here. And in order for me to produce a child that would do those things and be the kind of child that she is, the things that I didn't feel were instilled in me of that type of confidence that it took me years to gain and understand my divine power. That I have now instilled this in this child that since the age of 2, when she was mumbling words and talking back, she has now grown into this young girl who does those things, who now that her established aesthetic for herself and her being is goodness and being good to people and treating people well and knowing that she is divine. So my hope is all the intuitive gifts, all the rituals that we do that she learns, all the tradition that she gains and understands, and all the respect for every other person as an individual and their cultures, that she continues to carry that on for the rest of her life. And that wouldn't have been possible if at some point the light didn't switch on for me to walk in my own divinity. Okay? Oh, you should, Auntie Yo. You should definitely go back to it and watch Dr. Fashion, my business partner Brittany, who I talked to the other day. I said people probably think we don't even work together. She just started laughing. Dr. Fashion is her channel on here too, and also Tafar, so you can learn some other techniques you may have forgotten. All right, so I hope this helps y'all. I do, and whoever listens to this stuff, I hope you get it and you live in your divinity. And you go all the way back to the lessons of all the hard shit that's happened to you, not just last year. Look, I'm saying that now like it's the next year already. Uh, Not just before, but every little thing in your life from childhood to now that you can remember. I just hope that you take that and remember that you can control your essence and not everybody will be as elevated as you. And nothing will get in the way of what your destiny is to be but you. Nothing will get in the way with that. You're your own hindrance. Don't operate from a place of fear. And if you have fear and anxiety about it, good. Now walk right through whatever's scaring you. For everything. I'm scared to tell so and so, so and so. Don't let them ask you and then answer the question. I'm scared to do this because if I go outside and do this, this may happen. Don't worry about what may happen. Worry about what you can control that can happen. And the only thing you can control is your reaction and yourself. Okay? Life is not as crazy as you think it is when you take hold of it. That's so crazy because people want to talk about manifestation, but how can you manifest if you don't care about yourself enough to know that you are enough? You will manifest what is proper for you. Maybe not exactly the way that you want it to happen, but it's going to happen. It will manifest what's proper for you because you are working within you and you trust you. But how can you manifest something if you don't like you? If you're scared of you, if you're scared of decisions you make, you can't manifest something if you're not working within you. Okay? So, lesson for 2024 plus, i.e., 2025 for life. Do you, boo? It's very simple. Isheje is very simple. We make it complicated. It really is. Your life is very simple. We make it complicated. Our emotions make it complicated. But everything is very simple. If you dumb everything down, for lack of a better term, dumb it down to the most finite response or essence, to the very simple thing. Think of it in little kids' terms. When you think of your life in little kids' terms, everything else will flow easy for you. Watch what I tell you. What I should do is give y'all a 30-day challenge. Let's make this a 90-day challenge. All right. So in 90 days, doing your best to adhere to what I just said, I'd like for you to come back and leave comments here in 90 days from the day that you watch this video so that if somebody watches this later, they can do the same thing. Leave a comment here and see if following that simple advice helps you. You don't have to give me details. Just leave a comment below and we'll see. And if you want to keep abreast, you can do 30 days, then a 60 days, then a 90 days. But watch what I tell you. Because let everyone who listens to this, everyone who is guided here to listen to the whole thing, because you know my mouth, my desire for you, and that will be my desire for you. I desire for you to have every essence of you that is necessary, guided by Olodumare, or the Erumile and the Orisha, that make an impact in your life, whether you realize it or not, along with your ancestors, your divine DNA, and every aspect of who you are. That this not only resonates with you, but this activates something in you to elevate your frequency, where you know that you walk on an elevated plane always and you make the right decisions for yourself, and that you would not harm yourself, let alone others, but you won't harm yourself. And everything that you do will be in the essence of the goodness of your divine focus for the lessons that you are to learn here, and that you will not walk in fear for all eternity, but more particularly in this period of time in your life. Let it be new, let it be elevating, let it be uplifting, and let it be educational. Ashe. All right. I love y'all to life. I'll look for your comments. In the words of Taiwo TTYL, and peace.